Okay, next on the list here is my stove. This is my MSR International Whisper. It's this guy here, and I think just a little basics manual. I could use that for different things. Pretty lightweight, and here's the windstop for it. It's kind of a heavy-duty windstop. I had considered doing something a little bit lighter, but this thing's been in and out a couple of times. Using my stove outdoors, I noticed that it really does do a little bit better job of stopping the wind than, say, Reflectix or regular aluminum foil doubled over, that type of thing. So it's got a little bit of weight to it, but not too bad, and I think it's worth its weight. Alright. Maybe you didn't want to get into clothing so quick, but it's the first thing in here, and I placed it here. Well, here's my TP, guys. I've got 3 of those little outdooring rolls, which is going to last me more than 7 days, but this is something that I don't want to run short on. This makes life a whole lot easier, and an extra roll does not cost you much in weight, so I think it's worth having. Okay, this other thing in here, and we're going to do a review on this because I'm really impressed. This is a Tyvek painter's coverall, and it's got a zipper front. You step into it, obviously, run your legs through, but this thing is really water resistant. When I got this, I actually went and stood in the shower with this thing and tried to get it to leak, and it didn't leak. Now, I wasn't in there a half an hour, but I did run it for quite some time, 5-10 minutes or so, and nothing came through. Now, I've additionally taken some DWR water treatment, or water repellent, and coated that, used that on this, and it's some really good stuff. I've used it on my boots a lot, and it really does well. So, later review on this. And it's inexpensive. It's a $10 rainproofing option, and it's super lightweight. I think I said that. 4.5 ounces. This is the soft Tyvek, not the coated stuff. Okay, I've got 4 aluminum stakes. I think that's all I need. It's actually 2 more than I need to set up my sleeping system. If I want, I can add a couple of stakes, those aluminum ones that you saw in part 1 or 2. So it's an option, but this is how it's currently set up at 73 pounds, I believe. All right, down here. Oh, this is my level 1 medical kit. I've taken it out of the heavy Ziploc style bag that it was in, and this bag is about half the weight. It's a little bit less durable, but it doesn't have to be bulletproof. Before, it was riding in my EDC pack, and it got a lot of wear and bumping around. In this one, it doesn't have to endure that. I'm not going to take this thing apart. You know what's in a level 1 pack, and it's got my own goodies added. This is way more than what most ultralight backpackers would carry. Seriously, it's about 4 times more than what most would carry. A lot of them are down to some moleskin and a couple Band-Aids and some Neosporin that they put on their finger and smear into a plastic bag. I mean, that's how extreme they get. So I wanted some good capabilities, and I've got a full, blood clot pack in there, blood stopper, and I've got a lot of compressive bandages. So lots of good options there, and I still kept it light. I guess we should weigh it. .55 pounds. All right, so that's some good stuff there. I'm just over half a pound for this. I really feel good about that kit. It's got more than I need, actually. Okay, I think we're empty. Let's go up top here. Okay, this is the top cover on the bag. I've used orange here because sometimes these were a little bit hard to see, and they always seem to be shadowed or shaded. This is one of the food bags in here. And I think I'll do a detailed thing on my food, so I'm not going to go through everything. I probably won't even weigh it. We'll do that later. I've got a ton of hot chocolate. I think hot chocolate is a great thing to have. It's fairly lightweight, lots of energy, and I've got a good supply there. I've got instant oatmeal. I've got dried blueberries and strawberries and granola bars. Lots of sunflower kernels. I love those. Very high energy density in sunflower kernels. These Pro bars. Look those up, guys. They're really good. Hopefully you can see that. That's a Pro bar, and I've got one, two. I've got 4 or 5 of those in here. So it's a good amount of weight. There's about 3 pounds in there. I've got a big bag of beef jerky in here as well, and I've got a couple of individual like buffalo jerkies in there, some gum, and some other things. That's what's in here, and it's inside one of those odor-proof bear bags. I forget what they're called. Leak-proof, airtight seal. Yeah. Sorry, guys, I can't remember. Again, we'll talk about it later. I know you guys know the name. I'm just forgetting it right now. Okay, next thing in here is Adventure Medical Kit's bivy, but this one's a little bit different. This one has a full-length zipper on it that I installed myself, and we'll do a separate review on this. It'll be short, but I'm going to show you how cool it makes this bivy. You gain a little bit of weight, but I think it makes it way more usable, like something that you want to keep and use it in special circumstances. For me, this would be a sleeping bag cover for my down bag. And obviously it's going to add some warmth there as well. I've got a soft case and some revision glasses in there. I like these, kind of make sense because when it's real bright out, they'll darken up, and when it's not as bright out, say sunset, they'll still give you eye protection if you're kind of whacking through the bush or something like that. But they'll do it almost as good as a clear lens without having an extra set of glasses. So that's just the one set, but they're real tough. I mean, they seem to be pretty bendable, and I've sat on them a few times and they're holding up. The lenses are still good. Okay, that's it for the top. Well, guys, it kind of looks like this is going to be a 2-part here. I thought I was going to do all this in one night, but I guess that was wishful thinking. So this will be a 2-part system. You can see how this draw closes up here. This opens up real big, which is nice for loading and unloading. Okay, the thing that I've got on my top, you notice that my rain gear, or the Tyvek overalls, were right on the outside pocket here, quick to get to. Guess I should adjust that. Yeah. So they were easy to get to. I've got my rain shell right up top. Now this isn't a real lightweight system, but it's not a tank either. I've got some nice Gore-Tex jackets, but frankly, I don't need that kind of mountain capability. I just need something that's going to keep me dry through a steady rainfall. This is the Columbia with the Omni Shield, and it seems to work really well. The other thing that's really nice about it, and you've probably seen me on a lot of desert hikes when it was raining with these, on some of those videos that I've done a while back, it's got really great venting. I mean, this thing vents like crazy, which is good. It needs some vents because the fabric itself, the Omni Shield's good, but it's not as breathable as some of the newest things out there. So I'm going to try not to do a whole review on that, but that's the short scoop on that. Next thing I have in here, this is my sleep system. This is my Hennessy hammock, which I've come to love. It's a great little rig. It's got the its own tarp built into it, of course, in the whole system. It weighs 1 pound 15 ounces. I have a couple of small carabiners in here that gives me a lot more options, but we're going to be talking about this in the future. This is the ultralight backpacker model, just under 2 pounds. Okay, next thing in here, this is my clothing bag. This is my extra clothing, and that's everything. So I really have to be selective about what I put on my body the first time and what I'm going to start off with. I've got some extras in here that are going to help me out a lot, and we'll go through this a bit later too. I guess we can weigh this since it's handy. Okay. 2.62 pounds. I don't think you guys can see that. 2.62 pounds. Very light. My jacket, by the way, adds about a pound to that. But I do have insulative clothing in here, so if I'm up in the high desert or even high altitude, which for here would be about 7,500 to 8,000 feet in the summertime, this rig will do that. So summertime up north, this is fine, just how I have this. Remember, this is a 3-season setup. Okay, here's my Marmont sleeping bag. It's a down 600 fill. It's not a real expensive bag, but it served me pretty well, and it's kind of lightweight. It's 2.2 pounds. In fact, I guess let's go ahead and do that. It's exactly 2.2 pounds. I thought it would be a little heavier there with the plastic bag and this cover on it. Now this cover is the same type of cover that was over my food bag, and I've just stuffed this into it. The reason I like this is I can make it any shape that I want. So if I want it to be a little bit more rectangle to fill this space over here, which is what it was doing, I can do that. If I put it in something like this, it ends up being round. The other thing is that, boy, there's no question about the water tightness of this material. This one, although I've coated it, if you threw it in a swimming pool, it's still going to get wet. So I wanted something that if it fell in the water, it's going to float. It's not going to get wet. All right, I guess I can, oh, there we go. Okay, this is just a platypus bladder. You can see that I cut the bottom out. The reason I put it in this stuff sack sleeve is this material is real sticky, and anything plastic in there, it binds up against. So if you try to slide these two past each other, they stick like glue. It's like Velcro. So I threw it in the sleeve, and it keeps it so that I can slide it in and out real easy. All right, next thing in there. My camping fuel. This is the 20-ounce bottle. I've just got a little foam over the top of this to keep it from rubbing on some of the other items in there. So this is 20 ounces of Coleman fuel, or MSR white gas, and that stove runs a long time on the 11-ounce bottle, like through a whole weekend on the 11-ounce bottle, using it 3 times a day. So 20 ounces. I would come out of a 7-day, even rehydrating all that food with extra fuel. All right, also on the left side, 1.5 liters of water. This is a Smart Water bottle. Guess I took the sticker off. Every little gram, right? Okay, here's the next thing, another 1.5 liter water bottle. That one has got the sticker on it still. And this is my Snow Peak titanium cup. I think it holds 3.5 cups of water. And it's got this little cup that goes on the bottom. You can also use it as a lid. I think it's called the hybrid system. I've forgotten. It's been a little while since I got that. All right, next thing in here is my other food bag. This is all dehydrated food. It's about it's just under 7 pounds, and I forgot what the calorie count is, but when I calculated everything out between this and this, I had right about 3,200 calories a day. Now, for somebody doing a lot of work, a lot of hiking, that's actually not a lot of calories, but if you can supplement that somehow, it will help. Now, it's certainly survivable, but the fact is, if you're hiking all day with this type of a system, and you're covering mileage, you're going to be into the negative. So you're going to expend more calories than you're going to be able to take in. But the whole idea here was to carry a reasonable amount of food, 7 days worth, and be able to supplement that with wild edibles and perhaps even a little bit of hunting. So we're going to touch on that in future episodes. There's a couple of small compass packs on the belt. We didn't get into that, kind of running out of time in this segment. You can see on the bottom I have my 9-ounce Ridgecrest. I forgot the name of it. The Thermarest Ridge something. Anyhow, I have that Velcroed onto the bottom of the pack, and yeah, like I said, it's a little bit bulky, but it hardly weighs anything. 9 ounces, pretty light sleeping mat. So, if we turned this into a 4-season rig or made this winterable, especially up in the North Country or snow weather, there's some things that I can add to this, and I guess I'll cover that in the next video. And we'll also talk about the things that I could add to this kit, still keeping it under 50 pounds. Remember, I've got 5 pounds of leeway there. 5 pounds gives me a lot of capability in clothing and matting material for bedding, even a tarp, a small tarp. So I've got lots of options there, and I still stay under my 50-pound weight. So it's a flexible system. If I kind of figure that no matter, it's always going to have the same amount of water, it's always going to have the same amount of food. So the weight's not going to fluctuate a lot, but I can easily add to this up to that 50-pound limit. I can add a roll of Reflectix, which I have. I've got a 3-foot length and I've got a 4-foot length of Reflectix that's 24 inches wide, wider than the Ridgecrest. I forgot the name of it. It's wider than my sleeping mat, so it will kind of get under my shoulders in the hammock, prevent any cold spots there. And I would use that in combination. The Reflectix roll at 5 feet long is only 6 ounces, I believe, but we'll double check that. Okay, the other thing that we've got no food gathering weapons in here. I've got no other than I think I have some. Well, no, that's in another kit. I was going to say some snares, but that's in another kit. So I've got no way to gather food with this kit. So I would add a couple of pounds that would broaden my ability to harvest food out there. And that's going to be some, well, I'll just show you, and but there's a lot that we can do with only 3 pounds, and it gives us a lot of capability. Just 3 pounds of equipment. So anyhow, guys, I know that got a little bit long. Hopefully you guys appreciate the in-depth stuff here, and we'll just keep the series going. I'll try to keep it on track and cover what I was going to cover this time, which is food gathering capability and winter setup. So I'll stay under 45 pounds, and I might have to add those, load the thing back up, and we'll weigh it, and I'll show you exactly what it weighs even with those things. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Enjoying the series. Future out.